Roman Empire? Okay.
Mongolian.
Say it?
Mongolian.
Mongolian Empire? Okay. Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, British Empire.
Say again? Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, so typically historians agree on the top three. The most powerful empires who have ever existed in the world, number one usually goes to the British Empire. Number two, the Roman Empire. And number three, the Mongolian Empire. And so today I wanted to focus a little bit on the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, it was so powerful and vast at the time that it eventually had to be split into two. Because it was so powerful and so big and so hard to manage, they had to split it into the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. And the Eastern Roman Empire became known as the Byzantine Empire. You guys following? So the Roman Empire split into two. You have the Western Roman Empire and you have the Byzantine Empire. The Western Roman Empire fell first for unrelated reasons. And so the Eastern Roman Empire, or the Byzantine Empire, lasted for 1,000 years after the West. And so they were feared among the world. They were seen as untouchable. No one can bring these people down. And Muslims tried. In fact, even during the life of the Prophet ﷺ, they engaged with the Byzantines. And so, even after the Prophet ﷺ's death, the Byzantine Empire was still existing. They were still very strong. However, the Byzantine Empire, one of the most powerful empires to have ever existed in history, it fell at the hands of the Muslims. And most people don't know this. And so, who do you think was the general or the ruler that brought about the end of one of the greatest empires to have ever existed in the world? No. I think I heard the right answer. Okay. So, the man who brought the greatest empire to its knees was an Ottoman ruler by the name of Mehmed II. That's what they call him in English. Mehmed II. But in Arabic, his name was Muhammad al-Thani. And he was an Ottoman ruler. And this was a long time after the Prophet ﷺ passed away. But the key thing that everyone loves to talk about was his age when he brought down the empire, the Roman Empire. He was 21 years old when he took down the Romans. Imagine, 21 years old. And a common joke that I hear among the Arabs is that my son is 24 years old. Muhammad al-Thani or Mehmed II was 21 and he took down Rome. What have you done in your 24 years of life? That's a common joke that I hear. And so, what I wanted to highlight with Muhammad al-Thani or Mehmed II is that despite his young age, he took down one of the most powerful empires in the world. And so, it shows that sometimes you need young, fresh blood to bring about change. Am I right?
Yes.
Because a lot of times, especially in our communities, our masajid are typically run by our elders, our respected elders. And we love our elders. They have more experience than us, and they have more knowledge than us. But a lot of times they get set in their ways, and they become resistant to change. And so when a new idea comes to them, they don't want the headache. And I'm not talking about this masjid specifically, but every masjid is like this. You have older people running the masjid, our uncles and grandfathers, and they've been doing a great job. But sometimes you need to prepare the next generation to take over when you leave. And so a lot of times the youth will come to the leadership with fresh ideas. But the leadership is, is like, what's worked for the past 40 years, we're going to keep it that way. And there's a masjid in Tampa, I'm not going to say the name of the masjid, but they were saying that this masjid is not going to change until the old people here die, until we take over. That's what I heard. And so, there is a disconnect between the youth and the elders in every single Muslim community. The elders don't want to engage the youth, and the youth don't want to engage the elders. That has to be a two-way street. The youth has to be willing to step up and take responsibility, and at the same time, our elders need to let go of the reins for a little bit, and let the young people run things a little bit. And so, for the youth specifically, and when I say youth, I'm including myself, we get so caught up in money, in education, in our jobs, that we don't ever develop interest outside of our professional lives. And so let your leadership in your local community become an interest. You should take an interest in how your masjid is being run, how things are going on in your community. And at the same time, our elders need not be hesitant to change and let young people run things every once in a while. Usually, when we want to involve young people in masjid events, it's usually because we need their strength. I need you to move a couple of chairs, move some tables, and come here for a couple of hours. But let them make some decisions once in a while. And so, the ruler that we talked about, Mehmed II, an Ottoman ruler who brought down one of the most powerful empires in history at the age of 21 years old. And keep in mind, the people before him, his grandfathers and his fathers, also tried to take down the Byzantine empires, and they failed to do it. And so a young person comes along with a fresh, new, bold idea, and within a couple of days, he brought the greatest empire to its knees. And so this should inspire the youth, including myself, and we should step up and try to bring about some change and fresh ideas in our community, but at the same time, we need cooperation from our elders so that they can let us become prepared to assume leadership after they pass away. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He bridge the disconnect between our elders and our youth, that He prepare us to take over after you leave, and that He keep us inspired by our leaders in the Ummah, especially like those like Mehmed II. Jazakumullahu khairan.